So if you could keep voice chatter down to a minimum, so we can, make it easy for people to understand what's going on. Okay, so right, video probably starting now. Okay, guys, welcome to the building session of constructing your own fob and building defenses. So we're going to start. We got a CV here. You built a CV at the town hall, as previously explained in the first video, and we're going to show you how to use it. So what you're going to do is come over here. We're going to grab ourselves some B mats out of the truck, and I think first things, let's build a box here so we can store stuff. So I'm going to just build a box here, and Dalem and Storm are going to help me out with this. So I'm going to drop them some B mats each, like so. And let's get a little box built roughly here. About here would be nice. So once I've built this this box, Storm, if you could do me a favour and grab all the R mats and put the rest of the stuff in here, then go back and get some more B mats. That would be great. Okay, so we can then put all the rest of the B mats inside this truck like so. Now we should have enough to build a fob. So what you do with the fob, so you can drive on the left hand side of the passenger seat, but I'll construct the fob over here on the right. You never want to build the fob too far away from the road, because if you do that, it'll be difficult to get transportation to it. But you want to build it a little bit away from the road so vehicles can drive up to the fob without blocking the road itself. So a good place for a fob is kind of near to a road but not on it. So somewhere, if I press, so now I'm in the right hand side of the CV. Now if I press the B key, I can then bring up my construction menu and then I can build the outpost. Now if I build the outpost around about here, that's fantastic. Then I use left and right mouse button to start building together. So right, left, together, like so. Now if Dalem, if you could carry on building that for me, that'd be fantastic. I'll just take a little bit of B-mats out. So Dalem's going to construct a fob for us. It takes about 500, I believe, or so building materials to build a fob. It's quite expensive, but they are very important. It allows you. It takes a lot of grenades to destroy a fob or mortar rounds, and it acts as a building to make AI defenses fire. So let me explain by that. So let's go build a defense here. So I'm going to build like a foxhole near to the fob, like so. Takes about 50 B-mats to build a foxhole. So once this foxhole is completed, it'll have a white flag on it. Now a white flag foxhole means that it's not connected to a friendly FOB or a town centre. That means the AI will not shoot out of it. Okay. Another thing to note: say if you destroyed an enemy FOB or enemy town centre, the enemy AI defences will still be active even though their flags are white, but it takes 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes for all their defences to go offline. So wait. You have to wait 10 minutes before pushing in and before their defences go offline. So that's the best thing. So a good strategy is to mortar the enemy or artillery the enemy fob, wait 10 minutes, then push in and take over the territory. So that's a good little piece of advice for you there. So this, so you're going to see this this foxhole is now constructed. Now if you see here, this flag is white like I just said. So that means AI won't be able to shoot at it. But it's still a good idea to build foxholes even before the fob is built, so that you can quickly jump in the foxhole with Q and you'll be a lot better defended here. So if an enemy decides to attack you, if you just quickly jump in your foxhole that you've already pre-built, you'll be alright. Even though the AI won't shoot out of it, you're at least you're protected by enemy fire. Now, the only way they can kill you inside a foxhole is if they gas you, if you haven't got a gas mask on. But if you've got a gas mask on, you're fine. A foxhole takes 3 HE grenades to destroy, or a lot of small arms fire. Foxholes are one of the best quick ways, cheap ways to secure an area without much effort. Okay? Right, now let's get a gate built. Like a gate here would probably be ideal. So this is where, so the best way to build a gate is you want the side facing out, facing towards the enemy, or the front line, or away from your compound, because this is the back area. Once the gate is finished and completed, you'll see your faction logo on the gate. So now I'm out of basic mats. Dalem, how long until you finish that, mate? 160 more, so we're running out. Storm, if you can get some more B-mats quickly, we're almost out.
Okay.
So I'll just help him finish this off. Give him some more B-mats here. He should have enough now to finish it, hopefully. So this is the basics of a fob. The best thing to do is when you're building a fob is to cover it 360. So you want a foxhole like here, a foxhole round here, and on the corner here, and on the corner over there. So you've got like a 360 coverage. Now Storm's back. Thank you very much, Storm. He's brought us loads more B-mats. Thank you very much. If you go back and refine those, thank you. So if I just quickly demonstrate this, how good defense would be. So you got another one over here, like so. Another one here. And another one over here. There we go. So as you can see, it's still taking a long time to get the fob up. So it takes probably maybe 4 to 5 minutes to actually construct a fob in one full go if you've got all the mats required to build it. So in that time, it's very easy to get ambushed. You need to make sure you've got at least 5 people covering the CV guy and making sure you've got some foxes around the CV before we can build it. As this is like a tech demo, we're building our fob really far out over at K2 because it's nice and safe over here for the tech demo. But now we've got the fob constructed. You see, there's like a light in it. Now, if you press E on the fob, you can see it's like the same as a town hall with all the necessary equipment on the right-hand side, and you can see we can set our spawn to it. But we need shirts to set our spawn here, so we have to submit some shirts. Also, another thing to note: if your fob gets destroyed, the only thing that is recovered from the fob is the shirts. If you submit everything, like every material in the stockpile will just vanish. So you need to make sure that if your fob is very safe. It's very painful to lose your fob. Okay, now let's quickly go over building a wall system. All right, I'll build the outline. Go as you fill it in. Okay, I've actually put a box in a bad way there, but we'll see. Okay, let's get the. Okay, so the enemy, for instance, if they ever managed to get this far in this game, they'd be coming from the south, right? Mostly likely the south. So we want to get some defenses on this south side. So what we would do is we would build one wall here. Be very careful not to put the wall too close to the gate. If you put the wall too close to the gate, it will stop the gate from rising up and down. So you need to make sure it's a little tiny gap there if you can help it, so you don't block the gate when you upgrade it. Upgrade that, Dallum. If you could upgrade that wall, that'd be fantastic. Let's get another one here. So as you can see, that we have a fence, and then when you press E, you can upgrade it again. So I'll show it here for you guys. So now fence is constructed. A fence can be easily destroyed by small arms fire, but if you upgrade it with only 30 more materials, it becomes a lot stronger. It requires 6 HEs to destroy a standard standard wall. Okay. Okay, let's build another one here. Now, if you're paying attention, you can see that I'm facing the walls always, the arrow pointing outwards towards the enemy. So that's what we should be doing. Also, never ever build, like for instance, if you want to build a tunnel network, which I'll show you in a minute. Well, let's actually get one built now. So we need to build a tunnel. See, you see it's got meters on the tunnel network here, right? This means that the distance between the friendly forward base and the maximum range. So you need 39 meters between each fob. So I believe we're currently within range to upgrade these things. Maybe this one isn't here, so we probably have to build one over here. So let's go build. Well, let's actually get the walls built first, so we're in a nice and protected. Okay, so let's go, and I'm thinking about this right now. Let's build a wall here. So you're probably thinking, why am I building a wall inside a wall? Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Every fortress bunker requires 2 fortress walls to be connected to it. So that's why you build the extra the extra wall outwards. So if you want to make sure you get a really nice, well fortified base, is how you do it. And you don't build the anything in front of, or right directly in front of the walls, like so, because that will not allow you to build the fortress walls up. It will mean that the area is obstructed. So never ever build right in front of a friendly wall. If you absolutely have to, build to like the side, like for instance, like maybe here, if you have to. Ideally, you'd want to build it a bit further back. So let's get this built up. So also, another thing to note, because we're nice and safe at the moment, we're in friendly lines, we're building without a care, we're not worried. Bastard Slab, thank you for the sub, dude, appreciate it. So we are building up a wall right now. So yeah, so as we're building without a care, because it's safe, we don't have to worry about building defenses. But the number one thing you should always do is like we did before. So before we built the fob, we made sure we had some foxholes out. Before we build the wall, we make sure we got some foxholes around the outside. Okay? Because that means the foxholes will cover us while we build. So if we started to build the walls and the enemy attacked us, we'd get screwed. But if we build the foxholes first, we'll be nice and safe.
Surrender.
So if I build like a foxhole here, one there, and then maybe one over here. See, this is not connected to the tunnel network. This is 39. This is the max range. So we are literally our max distance away from the friendly fob now. So we'll have to build another tunnel network to connect up the rest of the defenses here. So if I want to build this one about here, like so, and then probably another one, maybe here. Okay. This is kind of a nice distance between the foxholes, okay? This is kind of a nice little spacing. Don't ever put defenses like unless you've got an excess of materials and you just want to hold the line like at all costs. Never put two defenses right next to each other, because whenever someone aims for the middle of that lot with like a HE grenade or any kind of explosive thing, they'll hit both things at once. So try and keep them spread out. So about this distance between each thing, would be so. To start with, this distance is fine, but then if you're going to fortify even further, then about this distance between each thing. So you probably can put 2 more foxholes here if you desperately need to. Also, let's talk about pillboxes. Now, a pillbox is something that... so a foxhole can fire in 360 degrees once it's built, okay? 360. A pillbox, on the other hand, can only fire 90 degrees in front of itself. So it's totally exposed on its right and left flank, and also behind itself. It can also be nullified in this current patch with just, someone... Let's say we built this... Let's actually not build it right there, because we're going to block our thing. Let's wait for that. So we wait, if you wanted to cancel something, you just wait for it to despawn. Don't hit it, and then it just automatically despawn. To rotate... Sorry, yeah, also to rotate stuff, you press R, hold down... hold down right mouse button to rotate something. And then you can just block it, then left mouse to click to where you want it to be built. So let's go and build it right here, for instance. So if I built some sandbags like here, right there, that would actually nullify that pillbox from firing, because pillboxes and sandbags, pillboxes and foxholes, if you build sandbags in front of them, or even barbed wire, they will not be able to shoot past that. You never ever build sandbag. Like for instance, if I built a sandbag here, right? You might think that's a good idea, but that stops the foxhole from shooting from this side. It won't be able to cover this side easy. If you have to, if you really want to build a sandbag, try and build it further back here, so then more of the foxhole can see outwards towards an enemy, right? So if I build it like there, you restrict its firing from this side over here. But if you build it back here, at least the foxhole's got more of a range to shoot from. Okay, let's have a look. See here. So now we've got these walls up. Let's get the tunnel network up now. Okay, let's get this tunnel network up. Okay, I would like to upgrade both these walls to fortress bunkers. Okay, so how would I do that? So let's have a little think here. Okay, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to do this. Okay, so let's just have a think. So if I upgrade these 2 walls first... Okay, let me have a think here. 1 second. So I need to connect. I'm just trying to think. So if I upgrade all these 3 walls to fortress bunkers, I can only upgrade that one to a fortress bunker. This one I would not be able to. I need to somehow figure out how I can connect another wall there to make it work. I could build a wall like that. It looks kind of ugly, but it would work for our purpose. Okay. So if we wanted to upgrade that, we'd build one wall like this. We can still, the road is still accessible. I know it might not look pretty, but it's the best thing, you know, if you want to make sure that the outside, the fob looks nice and like a nice 360 perimeter, this is what you would do. At least you can still use, you know, trucks can still get through here. We're not blocking the road entirely. It's not a big deal. Also making sure that we're not blocking the gate here as well. Okay, so there we go. Let's get this built. Storm, if you could come help build and speed this up, that'd be fantastic. Alright, Dan, start upgrading these walls, mate. Okay, let's get this one upgraded as well here. Okay, so if we upgrade these walls here first, so we upgrade this one, this one, this one, and then we made a fortified bunker there. We upgrade this one and this one to a fortified wall. Then we can upgrade this one here to one, because it's this one and this one is connected to that one. So that's how you do it. You wouldn't want to do this one, then upgrade that to a fortress bunker first, because then it would only be this one, this fortress wall, and then a fortress wall there. You wouldn't have 2 connected, so you'd want to start from the outwards in. Sorry, from the inwards outwards, if that makes sense. Like, I'll show you, once it's built, I'll show you what we mean. And you always want to make sure that like, your main front, like the area where the enemy will attack from the most. So this is what a fortress wall looks like. So it requires 50, I believe. Let me just check. Dallum, how many beam armats does it take to build a fortress wall? We'll say in chat now. Oh, 40. So it only requires 40. I was wrong. Okay. So there we go. So ideally, like I say, all these defenses are foxholes first, then you'd upgrade again. We'll get to anti-tank turrets and other stuff soon, but this is like the basic way you would try and get a nice fortified defense up. So let's just get this up here. Feel free to fast forward the video slightly until we've done this. Drop me some armats. Like so. Also, if you're going to try and upgrade a fortress wall to a bunker, always try and upgrade to the side. If you're in the middle like Dallum there and he tries to upgrade the wall to a fortress bunker, then you will not be able to do so, because your character model will be actually blocking the blueprint to build it. If you try and build to the side, you'll be fine. Okay, so once this is built, we can then upgrade this wall to a fortress bunker for sure. I'm hoping that gate in there. It's always a bit iffy. You never know the exact distance. Storm, if you could actually build the wall, the 2 walls on my left up to fortress walls instead, then finish that foxhole, that'd be better. I just want to give an example of how to figure. Okay. Right, so here we go. So now what you do is you go, so let me just show you. If I go to the middle of this wall and try to upgrade, it'll say area obstructed, right? So if I go to the side though and build it, ta-da, it works. So I won't be blocking it. So this is how you build it. So now as we have 2 fortress walls connecting it, it will work. So as you can see, that takes 120 armats to construct, so it's quite a lot. And I believe it's 40 HE grenades to destroy a fortress bunker, and I believe for a wall it's 33. I am not entirely sure, but again, double check the wiki, because it might change in different patches and different updates to the game in its life cycle. But hopefully, you know, the standard defense layout will stay the same throughout the game's life cycle. So we'll see. So we'll get this up. Now, unlike a pillbox, The fortress bunker can fire at a 180-degree angle, as I will demonstrate when I get in it in a moment. Oh, I'm out. So, and if I was going to build a tunnel network would be good round about here. So not in the way, not impeding anything. So maybe out the way here on the right, maybe here on the left. Actually, here would be good. Let's not try and block Dalam in. But Dalam, if you could move out the way, mate. So about there would be good for a tunnel network. So we get that one up, and that would connect all these defenses outside. So if Storm, you could build that next wall up. You could also layer walls next to each other. So I could potentially, for instance, put two walls like this right next to each other, and that would still act as two fortress walls connected to this one wall here. Right? If I was limited in space, for instance, here I had to build a wall here. I know it doesn't look pretty, but that's the only way I could put it. I don't want to put a wall going outwards in the front because that'll block the fortress bunker's line of sight. So I have to build it inwards. I can't build it across here because I'll block the gate. I can't really move it over here because then it'll be difficult to it might block the other fortress bunker we want to get up. And we want to be able to easily move in and out this area. And infantry can go through this area quite easily. And I couldn't build it straight like this, otherwise I would just we would block ourselves in. So we need little gaps to be able to get through and out. If you get some more armats there, please, Storm. Thank you. So to commend, so I'm gonna make a squad now as well for those who don't know how to make a squad quickly. So to make a squad, I press F1, create a group. Now my friends are with the HT tag on. We're called the Hands Troopin'. So I'll invite them to a squad here, so I can go click this and go invites, and then invites. And now if they press J, they'll join the squad. See, Dalam's press J, and then Storm's press J. Now they're in the squad. So also when you're in a squad, you can also claim vehicles and stuff. Wait, let me just drop the stuff in here. So to claim a vehicle for a squad, now we have 3 people in our squad. We can claim it. We can also lock it. And that, unlike a normal lock, we can all access and take stuff out of it because we're all in the same squad. It's a squad lock, not a standard lock. A standard lock means that no one can access it. Okay, let's now let me grab that MG. Thank you very much, Storm. If you move, also if you get your MG out, you move very slowly for it. So get your secondary out and you move a lot quicker. So now this fortress bunker is built. You can see our flag is on top of it, which means indicated is active. Now you can see 180-degree angle from here all the way. Takes a while to turn around with the HMG. Bear that in mind. Whenever you're in a foxhole or anything with a HMG, it takes ages to turn around. You're pretty slow since your weapon's really strong against killing infantry. But there you go. You can see 180-degree angle all the way around there. Yeah. Okay. So now this wall now can be upgraded as well because the 2 fortress walls connected. So I press E. There you go, you can upgrade it, but I haven't got any BMATs to upgrade it, but you get the idea. That's how you get a nice little, so you just try and replicate this on 4 corners of the fob, ideally, if you've got a big enough area to build one. Okay, what else? You probably want to get a tower in there as well, so I would grab myself some BMATs. Let's drop this thing here. So I would get maybe a tower, this would be a nice little safe spot to put a tower in, since this is quite a big area. So I would say, let's just make sure we don't block ourselves moving forward, backwards and forwards here, but I think if I build that there, can I move forward? No, I can't. Okay, don't build that. Tower has a big range on it for some reason. Dalam, could you get some armats and just hit this so it's up? I'm gonna hug that wall over there. Gives you, by pressing E just to check to see if you can build it here, it's fine. So if I do this, I should still be able to upgrade this wall. Too soon. Okay, sometimes you gotta wait a minute. You try and upgrade it. There you go. So this would be a nice little area to be able to, you know, you got your tunnel network here, you got your watchtowers, so you can see enemies approaching, and you know you got 2 fortified bunkers. It's pretty damn strong corner of a base. It's kind of like the best ideal defense for a corner of a base if you can help it. So we'll just get this watchtower up. So the fortified bunkers are very good against infantry, but they're not very good against killing enemy vehicles, okay? So you would need to build anti-tank defenses probably on the sides of those. So Dallin, if you could drop me like a couple of RMATs so I could just put the imprints down. Maybe like 15. Thank you. Hey Shark. So there we go. So what we would do is we'd go, so this is like one typical nice corner of a base. So this is your gate here. So on your gate you'd probably want to get some defenses on the inside. So you probably would want like maybe a foxhole here, maybe something, an anti-tank turret like on this side. So if they broke through the gate, you're gonna like, you know, it's like a surprise anti-tank gun. Enemies can't see behind enemy like defenses. Like if I had this gate up, you know, and you know I was an enemy, I wouldn't be able to see past this gate really. If I had an anti-tank done here, and if they had a tank destroying the gate, and then as soon as the gate's destroyed, they come face to face with an anti-tank turret, they're going to get wrecked, and they're not going to be able to see them because it was hidden behind the gate. So that would be a kind of a nice cheeky idea to be able to, you know, try and build an anti-tank turret like around about here, and you're still not blocking the road. Never try and build on the middle of the road like this, because you're blocking traffic, but try and build to the side and leave enough room for a vehicle to get through. Always try and consider vehicle passage whenever you're building. So you'd maybe a good idea, a good defense here would probably be anti-vehicle turret here. Would be nice. Now, because your fortified bunker is higher up, you can shoot over it, so that would be a good spot there. And then maybe one here. Maybe a little bit overkill. It's good to build the anti-tank turrets close to the fortified bunker because then they can cover each other, right? So the fortified bunker can shoot enemies that are trying to rush up and lob grenades on them, and the anti-tank turrets can kill tanks trying to kill the bunker. So that would be quite nice. I mean, if we really want to overkill, we could put another one right there, but that's, you know, we've already got one there. You only need really one there, but if you want, you know, if you got excess BMATs, then yeah, that look pretty. Like so. Dalam, can you confirm that you can shoot over the friendly stuff? Shoot towards the north. Look north and shoot north. Keep shooting. Yeah, there you go. So you can shoot further north. There you go. So you're not, and he's not hitting friendly defenses there. So this would look like a nice little outline, and then you'd probably, you know, and in front you can build as many other stuff as, you know, defenses as you want. You might want to get another foxhole here. Try and upgrade the foxholes to gun nests. Upgrade the foxholes to gun nests. So a standard foxhole. Let's just go back to the one that's already built. Turrets are able to rotate. Yeah, turrets can rotate around. Looking at the enemy. I mean, like, they could probably rotate from here to there, which is enough because that other one can rotate from there to there as well. So they can cover each other. So the area that they can't cover is covered by the other one. Right? Okay, so I'll upgrade this foxhole here. You press E to upgrade it, and it requires 50 RMATs to upgrade. Now, upgraded gun nests, upgraded foxholes into gun nests are the most cost-effective defense in the game currently. It costs you 50 BMATs to build and 50 RMATs to construct. It requires 6, I believe, or 7 HEs to destroy. I'm not sure about mortar rounds and the other stuff, but what you know, upgraded gun nests, they fire with they fire a lot faster than foxholes. They also lob frag grenades at enemies as well, which is great, you know. And it's really easy to quickly build it. You can also garrison it, and they're also 360 again. So get my pistol out, and you can see I can fire 360, woo, like so. Yeah. So they're a great kind of defense to shooting enemies. What else? So also we got rounded pillboxes. Let's just have a look at one of these things. Now these things are pretty nasty, but they, yeah. So these cost, how much do they cost? They cost 80 RMATs to build. These things can't really be damaged at all if they are sunken. They raise up when they see enemies, and when they killed them, they raise down. So when it can only be damaged when it's raised and shooting, right? So if it's just idle, like if an enemy tries to flank this, it's not too much of a worry for them to try and destroy it if they've only got HEs, because it'll take them a lot of HEs to destroy it. It's not very economical for them to do that. Rounded pillbox would be good in conjunction with like a very tight corridor. A rounded pillbox has also got, I believe, 180-degree vision as well. I feel like more so than the rounded pillbox. It's a lot. Is it stronger? I believe it takes less HEs to destroy. So a pillbox, I believe, is 8 to destroy, whereas this is oh shit, I'm gonna get run over. So don't stand in the middle of the road. Well, this takes about 6, I believe, or 5. It costs less materials to build, but it is more deadly. Also, never build like a rounded pillbox and a goddamn a rounded pillbox and a normal pillbox. Never build them facing uphill. They won't be able to fire up here. If I build this like here, it's facing into the ground and it won't shoot at anything because it is it's the terrain. So always consider that when you're building defenses. Also, you see the little handle on the back. The handle on the back indicates the back of the rounded pillbox, and it's got an arrow which indicates the front of it. So you can't see the arrow right here because it's too much in the terrain. But if I built over here, right, where it's flat terrain, I can actually, the pillbox would be fine to be able to build over here. So because we can't build rounded pillboxes or standard pillbox on this left-hand side, we'll have to make do with gun nests, like foxholes, and upgrade them to gun nests, okay? So always consider your terrain when you're building. I said 180, didn't I? I said, yeah, rounded pillbox shoot 180, not 360. So elevation. And I think that's pretty much it with base building, to be honest. Like, obviously we have not finished the whole defense thing yet, but this is like, how you would go about building a defense area for a fob. Oh, barbed wire. Let's go over barbed wire quick. Grab some beam mats. So sandbags again. If you want to build sandbags, try and build them at the back. Like there would be okay, and maybe there would be okay. So your infantry can push up and then use the sandbags as cover and heal people. But so barbed wire, like I said earlier, sandbags. If I build barbed wire in front of this foxhole, it will not be able to shoot. What you want to do with barbed wire is to create funnel zones, like kill zones for your enemies. So you want to funnel them into an area. So you'd want to like make their distance. So if they, try and build does one of you have a HE grenade on you, by the way? Probably don't. But I think the general distance for a HE grenade is from about here-ish to like a HE grenade. So you would try and build barbed wire around about there. So the enemy couldn't actually close the distance on your defenses, okay? So you would try and like angle it like so, like this. You try and get some barbed wire here. Try and make sure I can build this. There you go, like that. So you build wire like that, and then you would try and, you try and funnel them in like so. Like you try and build funnel zones, so they'd have to rush up. Like that would be good. Like another one like that. Try and make it difficult for them to attack in one direction. Because currently an enemy attacking this foxhole could attack from this entire, angle like this. By building barbed wire, you funnel them into a certain area. So if you've got a friendly with a HMG sitting inside a foxhole, it becomes a lot easier for them to just shoot at enemies coming up from one direction. Because if you had one foxhole sitting out in the open, the MG wouldn't have time. If a friendly guy inside with MG wouldn't have time enough to turn. So being able to build like traps like barbed wire like this is a very good way of funneling the enemies in. Also, if you walk in barbed wire, like Dalam's doing there, you become incredibly slow. So if people are like in barbed wire, they are very easy to kill. So it also slows them down. It's a very good idea to put barbed wire in areas like bushes and things like that, which the enemy could use to sneak up on you. So we've got really dark all of a sudden. Let me just turn my light on. So there we go, and maybe. Like same like for instance this pillbox here. So you'd want to be like funneling like this. This would be ideal, like that. Also trucks and vehicles can drive through barbed wire without being impeded at all, as you just see there. We got a HE. Can you drop it so I can show people? Thank you. So this is the HE, right? So let me just drop this stuff here. Whilst by carrying that. So it should come with this. So as you can see, I'll try to build the barbed wire a distance away. So I wouldn't be, you know, as an attacker, I can't really get up there that close. Oh, actually, my distance is greater because I'm on a hill. So actually, I can actually. So it's a good way to test actually. So with testing, you get your own HE grenade out, and you can check to see if your enemies can hit you. So the enemy can actually hit me here, hit the foxhole. So what we would do is just build another stretch of barbed wire there, and then they wouldn't be able to hit, right? So we built one more bit of barbed wire there. So imagine another bit of barbed wire was there. We can actually hit with HE grenades from this angle because that's my max range. So you always want to try and funnel them in. Okay, like let's try here. So yeah, we can't hit here until we get up to this angle here. But then we would just build like another stretch of barbed wire there, just to, you know, just to try and stop the enemy from getting closer. So that's pretty much the idea, using barbed wire to deny enemy getting closer, try and make kill zones, like keep funneling them through. Oh, you need wrench. You use a wrench to get rid of barbed wire, like Dalam just did there. So if you put a big piece of barbed wire down that you don't like and you want to remove it at some point in the game, you get a bit of wrench. They also recently added mines into the game, so mines can be removed by wrenching them. So what you would do is you come over here and you'd wrench it, like so. It takes you about what, 6, 7, 8 seconds to dismantle some wire. So you're very vulnerable when you are dismantling wire as well, so you could easily be killed. So that's why it is a good idea to lay wire anyway, because it's very cheap to build, and people will have a very difficult time of getting rid of it. I mean, it's a lot quicker to just remove wire with a bar. So it's a lot quicker to remove wire with a wrench than it is to build one up. But it's still, like, you know, it's very easy to defend barbed wire with your defenses. And as you can see here, like what Storm's doing here, which I showed earlier, building a sandbag in front of the pillbox will nullify it. But, you know, you won't be able to do that if, you know, for instance, we have the barbed wire on each side like this. So let's say that was duplicated on the other side here, and we have a really nice kill zone. The enemy wouldn't be able to push up and wire that off because they just get shot. If they came around the side here, they could be able to, you know, even here, they would have a difficulty trying to get up and barbed wiring it, because, look, I'm stuck. I would have difficulty trying to get up here and sandbagging this, because now I'm stuck, I'm slow, I'm immobile. People could easily take shots at me and finish me off before I could actually finish the wire. So it's quite a nice idea to put wire next to the pillbox like so. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Any other ideas, guys? What we haven't covered yet? We've pretty much got most of the stuff down. Let's just see anything in my building list that we haven't built. Okay, we've got this Howitzer blueprint here that we could probably build. One of these, so if you want to build a Howitzer blueprint, you'd want to build it behind like a fortified area, like a wall. So instead maybe let's say the tunnel network and the fortified, the tunnel network and the watchtowers on the other side. We could have built the Howitzer there, but we could still build it there actually, but we wouldn't be able to get through. I don't think. We wouldn't be able to get through to get to our building, so it's nice to leave it. It's nice to leave a bit of space. So about here would be a good idea to put it, like, you know. But you need a build kit for that. So to get
the sunken pillbox.
Sunken pillbox, yeah, I went over that. Yeah, so don't ever put something on the road like Storm or Dalam's just done. It's never a good idea. You can't drive. I know it looks low in the ground, but because you can't drive over that. So never ever build slap bang in the middle of the road. Always just build to the side of it. And it's also a good idea to put anti-tank turrets to the side of roads, because that's where vehicles come from. So anti-tank turret here is good, anti-tank turret there would be fantastic, and like loads of foxholes upgraded with gun nests is probably the best kind of defense. Also, like one last thing, the fob is, you know, very easy to kind of, well, easy to destroy with mortar rounds and artillery rounds. So, and you need to be aware of that. So when you build a fob, you need to realize how far away your front line is. So if you build a fob right on the front line, that's probably a really silly thing to do, because enemy could probably just range it out in, you know, with mortars or later on in the late game with howitzers. So try and make sure, like, so let's say here's the front line here at Brian Glen. Let's have a look here at Brian Glen. So Brian Glen here, as you can see, this town is actually really, you know, we can actually, if we decided to build like howitzers and artillery pieces, bring up artillery pieces on this side, we could easily bombard their town hall and destroy it from this side of the river. Same thing goes for over here at the crossing. We could bombard abandoned ward, and then possibly the enemy could bombard abandoned ward from their side. Okay. So this fob, though, I think might be just slightly out of range from Brian Glen defences on the other side of the bank from ranging in. But you always want to try and build back a bit. If you find that your fob is coming under fire from mortar rounds or artillery rounds, try and pull everything out of it. Try and get trucks up there and pull all the resources out of it as fast as you can. Because as soon as that thing goes down, all the resources disappear. Okay? All of them disappear, apart from the shirts. So you need to make sure that and tell logistic drivers don't supply the fob anymore, because it's just going to go down and be a waste. Best thing to do, if you notice that happening, just try and build a new fob further behind it, and then just try and recuperate your losses and put all the new stuff, put all the old stuff in the last fob into the new fob. Ideally, though, you never want to be losing your fob, though. So the best strategy would be just try and, as soon as you realise they're firing on your fob, you know, counter-fire with your own artillery. Okay. Anything else? I think I've covered it all, to be honest. Yeah, once you built the fob, try and get your CV out the way as well, so trucks can get, you know. So currently the CV is blocking the fob right here, so we want to get the CV out the way so truck drivers can come up and then deliver their resources and get away, like so. Building storage boxes by the fob is also a good idea. So build a couple of storage boxes either side of the fob, so drivers can drive up and then just quickly throw down some B mats or R mats into those boxes. Again, never submit R mats, B mats, explosive materials or fuel into a fob. Big no-no, and same thing for the town hall. Never do that, because it takes a long time. I'll give you an example why, right? So let me just show you why you shouldn't do it. So if I decided to put a stack of B mats, submit it to the town hall here. Now, if to get it out, I have to right-click it. Now, I have to, you know, see how long it takes to get out. So this only takes 30 out of a time, right? So now I've got, what, 30, and then I've got to wait again, another 30. So it takes a lot longer to get, you know, if I just pop it down into a box, I can just go and grab it out of the box straight away. So never put stuff inside a box. Right. Alright guys, thank you very much. That's the tutorial video over. We've done it, I believe. I can't think of anything else to do.
Oh, and one more thing, if you're building a pillbox right next to a foxhole, don't do that, because you could just use the foxhole as the pillbox cover to throw the HE nade like this, and the foxhole can't shoot you because you're friendly.
Yeah, that's a good
blocking the foxhole.
That's a good shout as well. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to build pillboxes in front of gun nests, then if you have to do that, it's then definitely build like another foxhole on the other side of the pillbox, so that it's you know, the enemy can't push up and flank. Because we had a good, I'll have a video uploaded on YouTube soon of us pushing Overlook Hill yesterday, and we took out the town hall. And before that, we literally attacked from one side and cleared all their defenses really quickly, and nullified their pillboxes because they weren't very well defended on one side. So the best thing though to do is probably, instead of just having pillboxes, would just be gun nests. Even though pillboxes last longer, having multiple gun nests means gun nests can fire 360, they can cover each other, whereas a pillbox can't cover itself from the flank. So if your defenses on one side fall, it's very easy then to destroy the stuff on the other side, as Storm has just said. So that's another good piece of advice. Also, you can actually get on top of pillbox. Once the pillbox is complete, you can actually climb on top of it and shoot from the top of it if you wanted to. But that, you know, you can do that. Other defenses that you can build over here is a garrison house. Okay, I believe. So every garrison house starts destroyed, and to build a garrison house, you need a CV, and it costs 120 B-mats to build a garrison house. Now this garrison house is probably too far away from the fob to be connected, so you need to build a tunnel network around about here, and then to be able to upgrade to connect the garrison house once it's built. But a garrison house requires about, I think, 11 HEs to destroy. Windows on the garrison house will have the ones that can shoot out will have boarded windows, will have wooden windows, and that means that's where they can shoot out of. Windows that aren't boarded up will indicate that the enemy, the garrison house won't fire from those. So try and use that to your advantage. Also, once the garrison house is built, friendlies as well as enemies can go inside the house if they wanted to, and you can shoot from the second floor. If you're on the second floor of a garrison house, you can kill people quite. It's harder. It's very difficult to kill people up in a building like this, and also you can damage people like are in half tracks. Or people that are in the open tops of tanks become a lot easier to hit once you're higher up, because you're on the same kind of playing field as them, because they're up high, they're on a higher playing field if they're on the top of a tank or on the top of a half track. If you're in a garrison house, you can definitely shoot the people in vehicles a lot easier. So let's just quickly get this built. I mean, like I'll just demonstrate here. Like if I can't actually build this up right now. Press E. No, not connected to tunnel network. So I need to make sure that we have this tunnel network built here. So we'll just quickly build this. It's also very important to keep your tunnel network safe. So try and put tunnel networks try and put them in bushes or like behind trees or something where they can't easily be seen. Or if they're out in the open like this, it might be a good idea to build some defenses like in front. So we'd probably build like a couple of gun nests like either side of this so it's defended. Never leave a tunnel network exposed. I'm actually not helping there. Because then it could easily get taken out and then all your defenses are now disabled. So see, now we built that tunnel network. Let me do it, Dylan. Now if I press E and then we build. And there you go. And then once it's built, you'll be able to see that the people of Dalam and Storm can go inside it and shoot out of it. And you'll see the windows which will be boarded up, and they're the ones you can fire from.
It's really easy to destroy things that are building. If you shoot a few shots, it's gonna take way longer.
Yep. So again, as said previously, if you're building something with a any blueprint that you see under construction is very easy to destroy with small arms fire. Especially if you, like, for instance, Storm has an SMG. If he decided to just turn around here and just burst it with like a couple of bullets, it would probably be destroyed. But please don't. Also, even like standard frag grenades can't damage buildings, but they can actually damage people building blueprints. So blueprints can be damaged by frag grenades quite easily. Garrison houses are very economical as well. They're quite quickly, they only take 120 VMATs to build. You can build them quite quickly with a CV rather than a pillbox, and it's 360 coverage, pretty much. Okay, so you can see here, this side here has a, so you see that upstairs, they can shoot up high, and you can see that this wooden planks indicate where the AI will fire from. They'll fire from that side, they'll fire from that window, and they'll fire from this window here. So you could actually, as an enemy, if you manage to sneak up, rush up to this side here, you should be fairly okay. You might be able to get to this side, and then you could probably build a wall here. Let me just quick example. So if I manage to get up to here, like as an enemy, and then quickly, managed to build a wall like this, like that, and built that in, like so. Then I managed to level it up to level 2. Then the enemy wouldn't be able to shoot out of the AI wouldn't shoot. But if I build it as just a fence, the AI can always see through fences. Like, fences do not block vision, right? But upgraded walls do. So that's another thing to note. So if I built this, I should try and keep building this to the side. The AI will never shoot blueprints unless they can see an enemy behind them. So if I built this up like so, and I went over here, I'd get shot. The AI would probably hit me and also destroy the fence as well. If I upgrade it again, like so, then the AI wouldn't be able to shoot out of it. Now, Storm, shoot that down as an example. See how quickly you can destroy that blueprint, and also the fences can also, again, like I said earlier, can easily be destroyed by small arms fire. Now, this like we said, so we see a problem with this garrison house, right? It's a little bit exposed on this corner. There's no real defense here. So putting a gun nest or right here, a foxhole, and upgrading to a gun nest in this corner would be good. Let's we're checking over here as well. So this window is kind of centralized, so it's got it's got clear lines of avenue of fire, and this one over here can fire quite clear because it's in the middle as well. So this one's not too bad. But trying to put building defenses on the corners of garrison houses are recommended, and also using garrison houses as like the outer perimeter is also quite recommended. So like let's say you had a garrison house on the front line near your fob, building a wall on the on the outside. So if I wanted to build a wall here, I'd build like a wall here, so, like down this side, so this garrison house could shoot this way and outward. I wouldn't want to build the wall here. So yeah, like Storm has put a wall there. We wouldn't want to build the wall there because then this garrison house wouldn't be able to fire from wouldn't be able to shoot from that side. So building it on the back side would be better. Also, you want to make sure that you can access the building. You can actually get inside it, right? If you wall off the side, so right there where Storm's built a wall, that is perfect because you can get inside. The garrison house can shoot out and it's safe. And building another wall there would be all right as well. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, I think.
And remember that if there's enemies in front of you, if you're between the enemy and the foxhole, the foxhole will shoot you or your vehicle.
Good shout. Yes. So yeah, if so let's say Storm was an enemy, and I'm standing right here. Do never stand in front of your own defenses because the AI do not recognize friend from foe really when it comes to shooting. So the AI can only see enemies, and they'll just try and shoot towards the enemy, the easiest route. And if you're standing in the way, then you're pretty much going to get shot. So try and avoid that. So never stand in front of foxholes or defenses firing. Also, especially as gun nests, because gun nests will constantly keep shooting and lobbing grenades even after the enemy has been killed. So wait until the gun nests have stopped firing before you want to go and loot the enemy after they've been killed by your defenses. I see a lot of people doing that, running up and getting themselves killed. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think I can't think of anything else. Oh, and always try and build like storage boxes on the front line as well. So if you're on the front line, try and build a storage box like behind the back. So like somewhere like here would be good, because then you can like when the enemy die and we can take all their resources and put them inside boxes. Like it's always good to try and get storage boxes on the front line, as you can loot the dead and store their resources and for your own teammates' use. You don't want to let resources despawn on the ground because you could use them. So always try and keep storage boxes near the front line so you can quickly grab stuff. I'm just looking for anything else. And again, watchtowers. We've gone over watchtowers.